Yo, what is good, my anime people? What is good, yo? I was gonna play Soul Calibur, but it had to update and it's still copying, so to do that, it would take quite a while to get you guys anything. And Black Clover was a complete review episode and had a chance to explain something, and they still didn't do it, so I'm not even gonna do a Black Clover video this week, seeing how it should be obvious that it was filler, or if you actually go and watch it, you should actually know why I'm not doing a recording on it. So, all that being said, this week's episode is probably the weirdest thing we've seen coming out of this show so far. We have someone straight up wearing and acting as the person we're watching, which is kind of out there, right? Like, to all of a sudden come back to your hometown and everybody treats you as if you are you're an assassin, you're a killer. Um, it's crazy to me anyway that they're going this route because, to be fair, there's nothing that was really like warranting this. Like there was no indicator where it was like, oh, by the way, there's a guy that looks just like our main character and he'll show up sometime. Like I feel like this show is um, kind of self-aware that it can just do whatever it wants at these points, right? Like this just felt like one of those do whatever you want moments, and they're just like, okay, we've got our main character back into where his hometown is. Now what do we do with them? Oh, I know. Let's just have him go ahead and fight for his life against himself, which him fighting against himself was not even a fair fight. This man was about to get straight up destroyed. As a whole, come to find out that the furry deep one was the strongest of, like this whole entire encounter that probably we could have saw our main character die, I guess you could say. He said his magic was like 2 times stronger than his, which doesn't make sense in the grand scheme. If he is him, then why is he stronger than himself? Like why is it that um, this outcome is the main reason why what's his face is kind of in this position, right? Like we have people who truly, truly are just ridiculously broken. And I never thought it was going to be another version of our character who's just like evil or something along those lines. So that definitely caught me off and surprised me. But at the same time, it's not too shocking because we already know like what people kind of put forward in this show in the grand scheme of just like everybody who has seen just aspects of this character's power, seen aspects of just like his character in general. There's a lot of things he just would not do as a character, which I like. But to then see him kind of just getting this terrible treating, almost as if him leaving and then somehow, some way being able to straight up come back and assassinate like elders and stuff, it just made for a more of an interesting story in my opinion, because how is it that you have all of this popping off and elders dying, but for some reason we can't even figure out like who's actually responsible for it, right? Like we have no idea who actually or what actually this kid is or how he's doing this, but what we do know is if we do find out something about it, regardless, he's still going to be capable of escaping relatively easy with his teleportation ability and just making everybody look practically dumb, right? Like, there isn't much you can do against someone who can teleport whenever they feel like it. So, it's one of those moments where you're kind of like, oh, okay, so the villain actually has a good reason why he can escape someone as strong as our main character, and even escape multiple upon multiple people who are trained as sorcerers here. So I like that aspect, that they're making it at least convincing of why certain people are strong, or why certain people can do what they already are doing, which I do agree with, because you need someone to make the story feel almost as if it has potential to go further. It has potential to have much stronger adversaries than we've already seen in the Deep Forest Beast, or whatever, the Deep Forest Dragon. And because of that, I honestly think we're going to be seeing some pretty interesting stuff as a whole for this show, because like I said before too, this all happened out of nowhere, man. Like, this just happened, right? Like, boom, here you go. Freaking clone, or like a um, weird person in, like, just playing the role as our character, right? Like, he is becoming our character just by wearing his face and then going around attacking. So now that everything is at this weird point, we're just stuck to guess at like what comes next, right? Like, what actually is going to happen? Why does this person exist? What's the main goal of it all? And if we learn all that, where does it then put the story narrative as a whole? Why can't I get past these guys because they keep blocking me? Um, but yeah, I think we're in good hands when it comes down to this story. I've been relatively interested in it since it started, because I didn't know where exactly it was going to go as a whole. But seeing it now, it kind of seems relatively obvious where it can go, and that place it can go is anywhere at this point. Like, the main characters are kind of puzzled at what's going on. The people who are the main, like, the sorcerers, the town of Fangs, have no idea what's going on either, right? Everybody's just kind of lost at this point, thanks to one person kind of stirring things up and taking out like five elders who are supposedly capable of handling themselves, as long as the girl who turned into a dragon and our main character who left didn't become the people attacking them, thus meaning the only people who could take out elders in these like people's mind is our main character and a character that's already dead. So weird enough, they're right. Like, weird enough, they actually nailed it. Like, it is him killing people, but it's not him killing people. So it's weird. And that's what I like about where this show just all of a sudden threw this at us. Like, they complete something, they complete their travels or whatever you want to call it, and next thing you know, their travels is interrupted by someone two times stronger than our main character, and probably going to be needing extra help to take him out, or our main character's gonna have to learn something maybe he hasn't fully learned or utilized that he has already. So I'm interested in seeing like what the heck he has to do to beat someone who he's already confirmed is like 2 levels stronger than him, just by really witnessing what he can do with teleportation, and just what he already did during the battle against him and all of his friends being there. So I don't know. The show is, like I said, pretty cool in the grand scheme of just how they're playing with everything right now. It feels almost as if you can fully tell that they're not going to just string us along on filler arcs, and they're just going to give us like some interesting in-depth stuff that's possible throughout this whole entire world, or that's just possible for characters to do. Because come on, being able to wear someone's face or be the ghost of someone's past, and then the best part of it is he's taking up the name that our main character doesn't even want to be known by anymore, right? So it's actually like there's two versions of him, and he's just wearing the face to solidify that. So yeah, with all that being said, everybody, I hope you have an amazing day, night, evening, whatever the case may be. I am your boy, the Anime G, and I do apologize that there won't be any Black Clover. Like I said, it is a huge filler arc or filler episode that didn't even explain something that could have been easily explained. If you want to hear more of my rant on it, I'll post my rant on Twitter. Just a quick little post about it, just so people know that I'm not going to make a video and stuff like that. So have an awesome one, and I will see you in the next one. So with all that being said, take care and peace.